Gosnells Treetop Walk was opened in February 2007, and whilst it's a pleasant 30 to 40 minute walk, to call it a treetop walk does actually misrepresent what it is and leaves the visitor open to disappointment. The highest part of the walk is at the very beginning and actually starts at street level, and this footage you're seeing is actually from the start heading down into a kind of valley where a creek is. And as you can see, it is actually not at treetop level. It's more about, if anything, a third of the way up the trees. And just looking here, you can see the playground in the ground in the area below. The majority of the walk is actually at ground level, and you can see in the background on this shot the part that comes down from the top area into the valley is the only part that comes even close to being a treetop walk. But if you can get over that, it is a very pleasant walk, and the council in Gosnells has really done an exceptional job to make what was once a fairly unusable creek area into a very nice community park with barbecues, and as you saw, the playground and this walkway, which you can follow it all the way around the park and see quite a bit of the trees and flowers and wildlife, most of which is birds and the occasional sheep and whatever around the place. You'll have to excuse my thumb in this particular video, sort of covering part of the lens. The camera itself is a fairly new one, and I hadn't quite got used to how to hold it without getting my fingers into the shot, so I wasn't actually aware that my thumb was getting over the lens there. You can see this creek bed. These are some of the park benches that they have decorated with local artists' work. It's all a cross between parklands and bushlands, and this walkway kind of follows along the river or creek, if you want to call it that. And over the other side of the creek there's actually some private farmlands. See some sheep there in the farmland. I don't really know what to say about this other than it is pretty much just a pleasant walk. This ready mix mural and mosaic, and it's behind the stage area here. That there is a stage, and this whole part of the landscape is like a natural amphitheatre. Apex put up the money for that. This is further on in the walk, going down around the river creek area to a bridge. And some of the wildlife are these crows that seem to get in everywhere around the country. And these two people are my relatives, my mum there on the right and my sister on the left, who we went on this walk with on this particular day. bit more of the creek. That's an actual bottle brush that I took a photo of. Not a lot of flowers to see at this time of the year when we were there. Just sort of middle of the summer. It's probably a lot better during spring, so. But this is the lower part of the walkway, and the rest of it is pretty much these boardwalk type areas with the occasional platform, as you can see here, that looks over the river. In the background here you'll see a couple of birds take off. And there you go, that's just a brief look at the Gosnells Centennial walk.